Yo, what's going on, guys? How is it going? It is Tyler here, and today I'm bringing you another drawing video. Yep. So I haven't really set a schedule on when these videos will be, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It's not gonna be Friday. That's Pizza Friday, Pod Day Friday. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am gonna be drawing today. I've been trying to keep it just a happy medium between, or a happy balance between, the gaming, the drawing, the commentaries, the so on and so forth. So, but I do hope you guys are enjoying everything. I actually just woke up. You guys can probably hear it in my voice. But that is one of the first things I wanted to do this morning was draw. So I'm gonna do that for you guys. I don't really have a set anything that I'm going for, but I did want to deal with a lot of color today. Now, I didn't want to do a tutorial. I kind of just wanted to do maybe something that just along the lines of something. I don't know. But we're going to start with this nice little red here, a nice little orangish red. And we're just going to start with a little bit of shaping here. Now, like I said, I don't know what I'm going for. I'm not wearing my glasses either. So that's also a nice little tidbit going on here. So things are going to be a little bit blurry in my vision, but I've actually come to realize that a lot of times when I am drawing, if I do allow my eyes to go out of focus, I can pull a lot of images out of that and angles and shadows and stuff that I wouldn't normally see just looking at it. So again, I don't know what I'm drawing. That's kind of like the basis of who I am, what I do whenever I do draw, is I never really start off with any specific idea of like, hey, today I want to draw a sunset. Sunsets and stuff like that are usually along the lines of me starting something and not really knowing what direction to take it, so it kind of just already looks like a sunset, so I just go with it. Um, but my biggest passion for art, when it comes to me drawing and whatnot, is the abstract style. I'm very big on, because there was always times in my life, especially when I was younger, where of course we all have that, where we're kind of learning our art style. So a lot of things that we're showing off, a lot of people are like, well, what is that? And you tell them what it is, and they kind of just like, well, I don't really see that, but I do see this. And it's just like, so in the grand scheme of it all, you can't really define art, is what I learned really early on. So I stopped trying. I stopped trying to define it. So in that sense, what I did is kind of that's kind of how I creeped into kind of like the creature feature type of art, where I started drawing a lot more just like creatures and whatnot. So I could have been drawing a bear or this and that, and then somebody tells me it doesn't look like a bear. So I was just like, okay, well, it's not a bear. It's my own creation. So in that way, they can't deny that it's not what it was supposed to be. Because even myself has no idea what it's supposed to be. Take your own creative mind and make and see what you would like to see. It doesn't always have to be defined. Doesn't always have to be what it is supposed to be. As long as you like it in the end, that is all that matters. Because usually 9 times out of 10, art is distributed and liked by the majority when the artist himself or herself has a deep drawn passion to the image that was produced. Now, a lot of people do accidental art, and they're just like, I don't even know what this is. I didn't mean to do this. And then people take on to it, people take attraction to it, and then, like I said, in reality, the artists themselves didn't really mean to stumble across that, but it becomes a very defining moment in their art career. So it's always nice to pay mind to all of that. Now, if you guys haven't seen or paid notice to this yet, basically what I'm doing is just intertwining kind of like a vine style um, sectional type of thing going on here, but as I'm going along, I'm kind of throwing these little like eye shapes in, just kind of you know, just a random little thing here. So just to tie everything in, that's what I'm doing here. I don't know why. Again, I don't know, you know, what direction I'm going with this piece, but I did want to sit down. I did want to draw, and it's always nice to share it. You know, why not? So whenever you guys do eventually see this final product, you do see what ended up coming from this piece here. You can be like, hey, I saw that being constructed live, and yeah, so that's my goal here with the art. Again, sometimes it's not going to be directional. It's not going to be like tutorial wise. It's just going to be me sitting down and just emptying my little creative palette. But that's sometimes needed and enjoyable. And so I hope you guys are along for the ride. And through this, I hope that, you know, some people can look at their art a different way, and maybe somebody that may be discouraged by their art or whatnot because it's not coming out a certain way, it's not coming out the way they see it. The most common analogy I guess I could throw for that is like the horse. Everybody has in mind that they want to draw a horse, and then you know what that horse is about to look like. Like, beware, Black Beauty, because you better come out like Black been through the wood chipper. But yeah, so don't be discouraged by those things, because sometimes you can't just sit down and like I'm doing here, there's no set goal. There's no, like when somebody asks what is this, there's not going to be a correct answer. Those are sometimes they turn out to be your best pieces, but that's kind of where you find your technique, is those pieces where you can't really explain what it is. That's a lot of times where you find your comfort of your techniques and stuff like that. So right now, obviously, as you see, this looks like just a big old blob of something of the sort. So we'll try to give it a little bit of shape of something. Maybe like give it an idea of like maybe we're making an arm of some sort. So at the end of the day, maybe if we have a full body, we can have a whole body covered in like tiny little eyes or something like that. We could have it like that, so the flesh is actually, you know, eyes. Many different ways, many different styles that we could go with this. I mean, we could make this into a shoulder cap up here and kind of round it around so we can start forming like those muscles going up to the neck. We could do something like that. You know, I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but you know, this be like a little elbow area over here, starting into the nice little forearm area. I mean, the possibilities are endless, right? But we could very, very easily do something like that, where we bring it around to be like an arm or something like that, like this, maybe. You know, could do something like that. Could do it. We could do it. Define that a little bit more. Make sure we know where the elbow is a little bit. It's more along right there, but it'll be all right. We're not too into the elbow right now. But yeah, so you can get different techniques within textures. That was one big thing for me. That's where the trees come about. It's just texture. I had gotten so used to just doing that motion with like the tree bark and whatnot. If you see my I think it was my first art video where I drew the tree to the actual form of it. But that texture there was just over the years of doing that motion, and then realizing it made that texture of like a tree. So then since I was already comfortable with that texture, I just started drawing a lot of trees. So I don't want to overdo it with the eyes, but at the same time, I want it to just be covered in that kind of look. Now, obviously it's all blending in, so it doesn't just look like an eye. So we'll figure things out. We're just dealing with red right now, so red is also a good like if you're doing concept art or whatnot, you can always do like your really light sketches in kind of like a light blue or light gray or something like that. But then to come around with more defining lines, you want to, oh shoot, what just happened? Hit the eraser. For the more defining lines and stuff like that, for the angles, you definitely want to get a little bit of red in there. For what I'm doing here now, I don't have any baselines. I'm just going straight raw with it. But no, yeah. So red is definitely a good one to get those more defining lines if you're going to start adding color to your piece soon. Yeah, to have a little bit of red in there to get that defining edge to it is always nice. So sometimes whenever I'm just going straight concept art, I'm going to be doing some crazy angles, some crazy textures, everything like that. I like to start out with red because, again, it's a lot more defining. You can pull a lot more out of the red than you can just black and white pencil art. So I think what I'll do is get around this right here just to give you guys like that rough idea of what I'm going for, and then kind of see where we can go from there. So it turned into being more of like a textural draw sketch. So this is going to be more of like a concept art. This isn't going to be, again, like a set thing. So if you asked, hey, what is this? I wouldn't be able to tell you. But that's the beauty in art, and that's what we like to see. So right here we're going to have it sprout out a little bit because we're getting closer to the wrist, so we want those muscles to kind of be forming that wrist shape, I guess you could describe it as. We'll get a little more defining edge over here, kind of give it some shading, I guess you could say. Word it as, phrase it as, give it some motion of, hey, this is a forearm. Alright. We'll just go along the muscles up here and define a little bit more. And so what we could end up doing, and what I'm thinking of is like, say like this is the hand right here. We'll kind of throw a concept hand out there just so you get the idea of what I'm going for. But yeah, this is basically what I'm talking about. Of the angle that I'm going for, or that I'm seeing, you guys may not see it, but this is basically what I'm saying I see. And then we'll have his hand come out here with just that nice little pinky. Now again, with the red, we don't really have to get really in there with the nitty-gritty and really get those full details flushed out, because we'll be able to just maneuver around it in the long run. But getting these red lines down and really showing like the angle of everything is vital to kind of tying everything together. But this is basically where we're going at with the angle of the hand, with the shoulder coming out, so on and so forth. We could have him holding something, many different things. Probably end up doing something of the stance of, holding the hands out like this, like he's doing now. But yeah, so as you can see, we have the texture in there, multiple different like eye shapes, I guess you could say they are. And let's just darken it up a little bit more right here on the edges of the back side of that arm. But that's basically what I'm going for here. I kind of want to do this in a multiple part series because I do want to do a draw where you guys are involved. So kind of like as I'm doing here, saying, kind of demonstrating and talking about the different directions I could take it. Yeah, I would like to, say do it in a part 2 where I give you guys all those different directions, but then you guys cooperate and tell me which direction to actually go with it, or go in with it. So it'll be like a collaboration, in a sense, where you guys are telling me to add this or do this, this, or so I think that would be kind of fun, kind of cool, see how it turns out. But yeah, I'm gonna actually leave this here because I do want to make this a multiple part series. And since this is going to be one of our first creature features, I do want you guys to kind of join in on it. So if you guys say, somebody says, hey, the main face to this joint should be a cyborg. He should only have one eye, one big eye in the middle. Well, that's the direction I'll go with it. Hey, you should have a really long neck. Okay, I'll give him a really long neck. Okay, you want him to have some really big teeth? Okay, I'll give us a really big teeth. Oh, he should only have one tooth? Okay, I'll only give him one tooth. So, that's kind of the direction I want to take this in. I'm going to leave it as a two-part series and just go from that. I'm over here messing up the thumb, so I'm going to go ahead and backtrack on that because we'll get that shape. I don't have to stress it right now. We'll get the hands down. Anyway, this is the start of something new. No High School Musical included. This is the first arm to our first creature feature that we are going to be collaborating on together. If you guys would not mind, if you guys would like to join, in the comment sections down below, let me know if he should be holding something, and if he should be holding something, let me know what you guys have in mind, and I'll see if I can go ahead and throw something in his hand in the next video, and then we'll start working on that shoulder and get some of that torso in there. It's not going to be too hard. We'll already have a big old muscular torso being built here. So it's not gonna be nothing major. Like, I can already see the body, man. We already got it going on. Like, you know, we got this. See how fast I did that? We're already in a direction of something, right? All right. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys want to see more art, definitely smack that like button. Hit that bell notification just to know when I do post. You are notified every single time I post. Again, in the comment section down below, give me those suggestions of where you believe this creature feature will take us. And in the next video, I will add it. But we all know the drill. No art is finished until it is signed by the artist. So we'll go ahead and get a nice little signature in there. Now, obviously, it's not finished, but we need to sign it before we go. Anyway, guys, this was Tyler, and I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.